So, guys, I think we're gonna have to push back our WrestleMania Night 1 coverage.
What? Why?
Rain delay.
Welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. This is 24/7 Lou, and that's...
It's Rick-Hard, and yeah, it looks like a hard drizzle's coming up.
Oh, and that's...
The one-man band. Hashtag WrestleMania.
Yes, folks. Welcome to TFS Pod, your favorite show, the favorite show of your friends, your neighbors' friends, and, of course, your girlfriend and your dog. They love us. So, yes, thank you for listening. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about WrestleMania 37 Night 1, which was an amazing night for me. An amazing night. Yes, and also a streak continued, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Rick-Hard. Oh, no, actually, one-man band. You know the line. Tell them.
Get the scoreboard, Rick-Hard.
All right, folks. So, the score following WrestleMania Night 1, after we saw 24/7 Lou get a point.
Yeah.
Predictions. Way to go, Lou. Scoreboard reads 4 points for Lou, and he's tied in first place alongside our previously undisputed world champion.
Reigning.
One-man band.
Defending. Come on, say it right.
Reigning, defending, undisputed world champion for TFS Pod Predictions, the one-man band, who is also at 4 points. Not looking good though.
Hey,
and he's trailed by, or you both are trailed by myself at 3 points. Thank you, NXT.
Yeah. Oh my
God. And then deliver.
You did.
And then you got J Few in a distant third at 1 point, followed by the randomizer who stays at 0, and everyone else is also at 0.
Including Bogey.
Including Bogey, of course. And that's the scoreboard for now. I can't wait to see what the update is with WrestleMania Night 2.
All right, so let's kick off with the first match. What was the first match we had, Rick-Hard?
Well, we actually opened with Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
for the WWE
I was surprised.
World Heavyweight Championship.
I was surprised. I thought we were going to match.
I was also surprised, but they did the same thing at WrestleMania 35.
Yes,
with Rollins and Lesnar.
Yes,
when they did a women's main event, so I was like, okay, they're copying off of that.
So you're thinking it's going to be a good night then?
Yeah, yeah, I was. I really was.
But what happened?
I picked my boy McIntyre. I picked my boy McIntyre to win. McIntyre did well up until the point where Lashley distracted him for like that quick second, and then
actually,
I
see that all three of us have picked Drew to win.
The WrestleMania Night 1 had one of the stranger openings. All three of us picked Bobby Lashley. You had, all three of us picked. Yeah. Let me get that right. I'm doing some revisionist history right now.
I sure wish.
All three of us picked Drew McIntyre to win. J Few picked Bobby Lashley, and so did the randomizer. So right off the bat, all three of us were not on the board, and the randomizer and J Few of all people were on the board with the lead.
Nothing against them, but but those two are the lower part of the lineup. I'm nothing against them. I'm just saying
the overall scoreboard says they normally don't make good picks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that happens.
Now in that match, Lashley put the hurt lock on McIntyre. And I don't know, like I remember before we mentioned this that it was like we thought that Drew was going to win, and like I felt bad for Lashley losing. Like he had an opportunity, now he's going to lose it. But no, of course Drew's going to win it in front of a crowd. Of course that's going to happen. Who wouldn't put something like that? But the way it ended, it was like, I mean, he didn't tap out. I guess that made him look good. But like passing out, did that make him look good? For McIntyre?
Yeah. It made Lashley look good. The Hurt Lock gets over from that. But at the same time, the way I looked at it was, with me, I picked Drew McIntyre because either one could have won, and it would have been like, okay, this is okay. Lashley's fresh on the title win. McIntyre gets a nice moment that he kind of got last year, but in front of an audience now.
Yeah.
But they didn't give him that, and they gave it to Lashley. And I was like, okay, fine. Lashley has a win over McIntyre via distraction. McIntyre has a win over Lashley via distraction. Thank you, Lana. Last year, in case anybody forgot. So they're tied at 1-1. There's going to be a rubber match based off of what happened on Raw. Yeah. So based on all that, I'm like, okay, we'll see where this goes. I mostly just wanted McIntyre to win because that's my boy. I liked his journey when he came back from WWE. It would have been nice to see him get his, what would it have been, third WWE title reign?
Third?
But they didn't give it to him. And honestly, I was watching the reaction from the crowd, and there were a couple kids in the audience that were like really cheering on for Lashley, and I'm like, all right, this is a feel good moment for them. That's fine. So I'm not too beat up about it. I mean, it would have been nice to get the point, but that's besides the point. But those are my thoughts on it. I thought it was an okay opener.
All right, it was neat. Our next match?
Our next match, if I am not mistaken, was the tag team gauntlet match. The women's tag team gauntlet match.
Yeah.
Which also didn't go well for us.
Except
for Luke.
That's overall. I mean, we'll see the scoreboard at the end. That really helped me go over that bold pick of mine, which really wasn't bold because we saw it on SmackDown, but everyone discarded it like, it's not gonna happen. I just kind of figured, they want to put Tamina versus Nia Jax, like two big strong women against each other. So I thought,
I thought it was a red herring. I thought it was a red herring. Lana had the storyline that was dropped that could have been brought back for a nice payoff. Naomi's pretty good and athletic at WrestleMania, so I was like, okay, it's a good match. That was my logic behind picking Naomi and Lana. When I saw they opened the match and then got eliminated immediately, I was like, well, that's great.
Yeah.
And then the randomizers pick actually got eliminated second, if I'm not mistaken. It was Billie Kay and Carmella.
Oh yeah.
Which was a mismatch. The only thing that would have saved that would have been if Peyton Royce, who was absent for some reason, replaced Carmella. But no, we can't do that because Vince hates tag teams.
Sure.
From then on, it was just.
What was your take on it? One man band.
I mean, the way that I had been, looking at it, and my reasoning was the whole Lana going through a table every week for the past forever, and
Sins of Miro.
I had said to myself, like this exactly the Sins of Miro, and I thought that this would have been Lana's time to get something because, not only that Lana, but also Naomi. But then I just thought about it just now. Naomi's from Orlando, so obviously being so close to home, that also probably didn't help. I should have been like, no.
Are you from around here? Your hometown? Get out of here. We're gonna lose.
You're from your hometown? No, you ain't winning.
Home state?
I should have thought of that. Not only did they not win, they were the first tag team to get eliminated within like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
if I remember right. Like that was heartbreaking because that right there, I had to watch the whole match, being like, I'm not gonna get a point regardless.
Yeah.
So.
I was right there with you, buddy. I was right there with you.
Yeah, with that one, I tied up with. By that point, I had tied up with J. Few and the randomizer.
J. Few and the randomizer. Yeah.
Wow.
2 out of 3 experts were still at 0 points by about a third of the night in.
All right, next match.
Next match was, I believe we got Cesaro versus Rollins next,
Yes.
which we all were like breathing a sigh of relief, going, "Okay, we're gonna get a point. Everybody gets a point off of this one."
Yeah, I like that
Thank
match.
God.
Except
That
for
was
I think the randomizer actually picked Seth Rollins. Yes, the
Yes.
randomizer
Yes.
did pick Seth Rollins. Everybody else picked Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh, okay, good. So Seth Rollins put over Cesaro. Very nicely done. 23 swings, not including
On the back.
the
No hands.
backbreaker swings. Yeah, no hands. Yep. It's not the first time he does that, but that spot always gets me. Very well done.
They went out and pulled out their WrestleMania moves.
They definitely.
WrestleMania. I still want to see Seth Rollins hit a Phoenix Splash again. He only hit it once.
Wait, what's a Phoenix Splash?
Yeah.
Go back and watch his match with Cena and Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble of 2015. He hits a Phoenix Splash on Lesnar. It looked really good, and I said, man, he should hit that a lot more. And he doesn't hit it. And at first they asked him in an interview, "Oh, you pulled that out of your repertoire. What brought that on?" He says, "Oh, I figured if I could do something, it would be special." That stuff. He's never hit it again since, and I was just like, "It's
special now."
Hit it, yeah, make it special. You haven't hit it in years. Hit it again. But it is a hard move to pull off. I don't know if you can.
All right, so after that one, it was what is it?
If I'm not mistaken, after that one, it was Shane McMahon versus Strowman.
Oh well, I meant point wise. You guys got on the scoreboard with a one each.
Oh, we all got one each.
Yeah.
I had 2.
Lou and J Few were at 2.
Yeah,
and the randomizer still at 1. So things were starting to look a little normal again. Except for the part about Lou being in the lead.
Oh, wait a minute!
Yeah.
Whoa! Wait a minute! Who started the year winning? Anyway, so
Me.
Man, you're really hanging on to that, aren't you?
Now I want that Braun and Shane match,
which also kept you in the lead. But go on.
Yeah,
you have the floor on this one.
That one. I like the attack in the beginning of Strowman to weaken him up.
Yeah.
And the chairs coming in and all the different things that Shane was doing. And yeah, it looked like Shane was about to win until grabbed him by the arm and ripped the cage. Now, if you rip the cage, what the hell? Just go out the cage.
Wouldn't look as dominating. I keep telling everybody, escape from the cage is a heel win. It's never, very rarely is escape from the cage the method that the face wins.
Mm.
Right.
It always ends in a draw or the heel sneaking out of the cage at some point. That's whenever I see a cage match, I'm like, okay, who's the chicken shit heel here?
Yeah.
And is this going to be used as a way to protect the face from looking weak? Because it's like, oh, you lost, but by your opponent running away.
Yeah. Now, I want to know who.
That's why I was like, oh, Shane. Yeah.
Now, I want to know who is that sloppy employee that always leaves their tools around the ring. And in this case, he left it inside of a bucket that I had never seen before, hanging at the top of the ring. Who is that sloppy employee?
I'm imagining that was someone Shane McMahon bribed.
because a toolbox up there, I have never seen that. Come on, man.
I'm sure somebody got a very nice bonus pay at the end of the night for that cause. You check the maintenance department for somebody driving a new Corvette or something.
No, I don't think he got a bonus because Shane didn't win.
Well.
So yeah.
He was so did I do good, boss? And it's like, no.
So in that one, Braun won, which gave me 3 points.
3-point lead. J Few was also left it biting your dust on there because it was 3 at that point. Lou, you had 3 points. J Few was still at 2. And everybody else was still at 1. Because apparently nobody else.
Wait a minute. We skipped it. Actually, the New Day was the 4th match, and the 5th match was Braun and Shane.
Well, either way, it doesn't change the lead you still had, because we could talk about New Day versus AJ and Omos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because someone picked New Day.
One man. And it's like, we could have skipped it. I'm okay with it.
It was 4 versus 1.
Yeah, I'd have been just. Yeah, totally fine with it.
Look, I'll be honest. I was watching the match and I was actually getting nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be one of those matches where AJ and Omos lose without almost ever getting tagged in, and then they break up because AJ's like, you didn't help me. Because he wasn't breaking pins at all. He was just standing there on the apron. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I heard.
But then once he got tagged in and he just started cleaning house, I was
but the funny part, I heard somewhere that it was like Pokemon. Like AJ Styles was telling him what to do. Hit him. Put your foot on him. Do that. Hit him. It was like
almost use slam. It's super effective.
Yeah.
I got nervous when he kept like walking around like, he was smiling, having fun. I'm like, no, win. I don't like this when they do this in booking. I'm like, he's looking really good. I know that's the problem. He hasn't won yet.
And it was amazing. Now, post-match, I want to talk about Raw. It was amazing, the speech that AJ and Omos gave. Oh, my God. It was such an amazing speech that never happened. Where were they? Where were they? They won. The New Day was there.
They were still celebrating.
Oh, from night one? Anyway.
Yeah.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
So, yeah. Okay, so then we had the Braun Strowman, and then the next match was...
And then we had the next match, which stole the show, I gotta say.
Yeah.
100% stole the show. Miz and Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Celebrity match, and it stole the show.
It really did.
There's only one thing I want to say. Up until this point in the match, there was a point in the match where I was like, all right, he's doing the usual stuff, Bad Bunny, all right. Because when he got tagged in, he was getting beaten up. He was, taking the beat down to end up giving the shine to Damian Priest when he got tagged in. Then he did the crossbody, and he does the crossbody, and I'm like, okay, that's the spot. It's basically a front facing trust fall. He jumps onto two people. He gets caught. I was like, all right, all right, cool. We got the celebrity moment similar to the Rumble. In that moment, I kid you not, I turned to one of the people watching it with me, and I said, dude, could you imagine if he pulls out some crazy move, like a Canadian pile driver or something? And sure enough,
yep.
Like a minute after I said that, he hits the Canadian Destroyer, and I'm just like, what the heck? And then my friend's like, yeah, John Morrison must have practiced that move with him a bunch of times.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say something. Even the fact that he might have practiced that a bunch of times with Morrison, that came out clean.
Yes,
I mean that it was nice. I mean I don't even I'm gonna say something. I don't even think Damian Priest probably even knew that he was doing that because he literally he looked out and looked outside and was like, "Did you just do that? Seriously?"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like he looked at him like, "Whoa!" And even Miz was kind of like, I'm pretty sure Miz probably knew. But
him and Morrison are good pals.
Yeah, so but I don't know about Damian Priest. Maybe they might have kept them in the know from it so that it could have a little bit of a surprise factor because he genuinely looked surprised. I was surprised. I saw that the crowd went crazy.
Yep.
I mean, that definitely they definitely pulled that one off better than anything because I really thought that this celebrity match was gonna be a throwaway match.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is gonna be crap.
I said the same thing.
It's going to be Damian Priest doing 90% of the moves, and then he's probably going to tag Bad Bunny in so that he could do the pin. And 1, 2, 3, Bad Bunny, yeah, you did all this work, but he put in work. I respect him. He really and he sold the hell out of those moves.
Yeah,
like when he was getting hit, he was getting hit. He was agonizing,
Yep, I gotta say, I was very impressed with the work. Damian Priest kind of looks like an afterthought, to be honest.
Yeah,
and I'm not liking the presentation that they're giving him on the main roster.
Well, yeah, we were talking about this today
on Raw.
We were talking about this. Let me just say what I said on our conversations earlier. They're not giving him the lighting like he had in NXT, and I feel that he should have had that effect like Aleister Black had. and he's not getting it. He's just become the bodyguard. He became the bodyguard of Bad Bunny because he's Puerto Rican.
I 100%. You nailed it when you told me that, because I was like, it's so true. I don't know what it is about Vince McMahon. He doesn't like dark loner types anymore, which is funny because one of his biggest stars was a tall, imposing dark loner type.
Yep.
For like 3 decades.
It's almost like he just doesn't want to revisit that anymore. And then what's going to be interesting now at post WrestleMania is how is Damian Priest going to move on from this? Because now, Bad Bunny has fulfilled his part. He's not a wrestler, so he's fulfilled his part and doing his thing now. So now Damian Priest, like, where's he going to go from here? I really hope that they do something with him and move him into maybe like a mid-card picture, maybe a mid-card title, or put him in a tag team with somebody. But I honestly, I don't think putting him in a tag team now is the right idea, because he just came out of this Bad Bunny thing. You need to make him a single star, and maybe put a belt on him, even if for a month, because you gotta clean that, you gotta like cleanse the palate now from him with Bad Bunny. You gotta get him away from that, because it's like Rick-Hard said, he's like the afterthought in all this.
Yep.
He was just kind of there. I mean, he don't get me wrong, he helped, but it was really pretty much all Bad Bunny and Miz and Morrison.
Yeah.
Damian Priest just kind of being there.
Yeah, Miz nailed it pretty well on Raw. He said, because Damian Priest came out, he said, let me remind you, the headline reads, Bad Bunny beats Miz and Morrison. And then Miz goes, yeah, what's your name in that headline? Ooh. And I was like, ooh, he got you there.
Yeah.
And then he lost. And then he lost that 2-on-1 handicap match after Miz joins Team No Pants. So, looking like a real winner.
Actually, I'm wearing pants today, by the way.
Boo, Lou! You know the rules. You only wear pants. Five prediction point losing streak. We went over this.
Fine, I'm taking them off. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right, next match, the last match.
The last match of night 1. Yep, it was the historic, historic. There we go. Main event of Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Now I
want to say this feud was thrown together. That's the problem I have with it.
True.
But all in all, decent match.
Yeah, I want to say one thing. I mean, I know I had picked Banks to win, but as I watched the match and I thought about what happened, it was a feel good moment. It was. Again, like I said, I know I picked Banks, and I was pulling for Banks, because of our predictions. But watching the match again it was a good moment. And of course, the moment we'll never forget, that hair, that slap, that whip on Sasha Banks.
She used to do that. She used to do that with. Yeah, I saw that. That looked like it hurt. Mm-hmm. But she used to do that in NXT a lot. So it was nice that they revisited that.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think you're right.
Also, Lou, you were okay with it because it didn't matter at that point. You had won the night.
Well, that too.
Let's be honest.
I just wanted that little cherry on top of it, but I didn't get it. But okay, fine.
Oh gosh.
But
I mean,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, when the match started, you could see Sasha and Bianca looking at each other, and Bianca, like, she kind of like had to compose herself.
Yeah.
Because I can understand that. It's the first WrestleMania or first crowd of people in over a year, and you're the headliner. You're the headliner of one of the nights of a post-pandemic, or in the middle of a pandemic, but we're like coming out of the tail end of it. And you can see her like kind of like it caught up to her, like, holy crap, like, I'm here.
And she knew she was going to win.
More than likely, I mean, obviously she had to have known.
Yeah.
And she just kind of like they let the emotion take over. Even Sasha, being the heel, kind of looked at her like Like, yeah, I know. And kind of like she had to hold her face and like she had to hold her smile a little bit because like I could see it. Like she actually was smiling, kind of like, yeah, I know, let's do this. And so you got it done. And hey, props to Sasha. We were talking about this a little while ago. Sasha's 0-6 in WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, Sasha's like, this ain't my first rodeo. I'm losing this match. Let's do this.
Let me get my my payday and be done with it.
So how did you?
She made it memorable. I enjoyed the match.
So how did you guys feel overall for night one? Besides the scoreboard and how everything went during WrestleMania.
Well, night one, I liked it. Ironically, none of my favorite wrestlers won.
Oh yeah.
I like Miz and McIntyre and a couple others, and I'm just like, man, nobody won. Nobody I like won. Dana Brooke didn't win. I think she had a wardrobe malfunction during her match, though.
Oh, yeah.
Those outfits, spot on. But yeah, nobody I liked won. I was like, damn. This is like when I went to go see WrestleMania 33 live.
How about you, the one-man band? How did you feel about night one?
Night one was a feel-good moment. Like I was saying, the fact that we had a crowd again for the first time in over a year.
Oh, big shout out to Big Al and Steffi who were there for night one and night two.
Nice.
Through the torrential rain.
Good stuff. But yeah, I think it was a good night. I mean, I of course I would have liked to have seen Drew McIntyre win the belt, like Rick-Hard said.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like thinking about it in hindsight, I think it was the right call.
I don't know.
You gotta give Drew a little bit of defeat to like in a big stage so that he could be even hungrier. Even though he's been a 2-time champ already.
Hungrier. He's been the focal point since he won.
That's fine. You can always be hungrier.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I liked it. I had fun. I had fun watching it.
Now I liked it, and I liked it the other way because of the scoreboard. What was the scoreboard there on that night? It was.
We're not repeating that. Well, you can revisit it. You can revisit it.
4 for Rick-Hard, 3 for the one-man band. J. Few had 4. The randomizer had 3, and this guy with these 2 thumbs. I know you guys can see me. With these 2 thumbs, had 5 points. So yes, and now is the time for my victory speech. First, I want to thank
Lou. You gotta wait. You gotta wait until we review night 2 when we watch Revenge of Vince McMahon's booking.